Hey, what's up everybody? Tony Rvitia, Rvitia RV Rentals. Want to do a quick video today about what do you do when the customer wrecks your vehicle, because they don't like to pay, that's for sure. So this is, I don't know what's up with this month, but I've had probably in the last 3 months, it's 220, a little coronavirus, but we've had 3 insurance claims so far. So I just wanted to try to give you my experience with the RVshare insurance and the Outdoorsy one. Make sure, okay, so one thing I forgot to do all the time, I'm sure if you do your own deliveries, but my delivery driver always forgets to take the pictures. So I also have, I use Asana to keep track of everything, because there's so many different little tasks and stuff you have to do. So you can use Asana, it's free, it has apps for it. And then I'd make sure and take pictures of each side at least the day before the rental, or, you know, obviously at the time of picking it up is best as well. But what happens is, I mean, this guy, he just, I don't know if you can see it on here, he ran into the awning and separated it, broke this whole side. He scraped the back over here, and he's trying to say that nothing happened. And I was like, all right, well, it wasn't like that before we got it. And then we got it. And then up there, up top, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, this thing moves. Yeah, well, it's disconnected from the top. I don't know if this weird holder stand thingy kind of rotates with me, but so the top's missing up there, got disconnected. He hit the bottom, all that. And so, you know, obviously we charged him for it because, you know, I mean, these guys trashed it. They were some younger 20-year-old dudes. The handle didn't work. The door handle didn't work. They said the generator didn't work, but it worked perfectly fine when we got it back and plugged it in. However, it had less than a quarter tank of gas, which he said he knew about that and all that. A lot of these people, I don't know if they're lying or they're trying to get over on us or whatever. It seems to happen all the time. I've never had anything so crazy. I'm in the vacation rental business with my condos where we rent out timeshares and stuff. And, you know, people complain all the time and try to get free stuff. But these RV renters are, it's strange, but none of them, anytime you try to charge them for anything, even I had the guy on the big RV and he broke all the locks on the outside. He broke the key off in the lock. And then so he was out, and it was super sad story once we learned he was out in the wilderness and they were having a memorial for his son and, you know, whatever. But so I didn't really care he broke it. I was like, okay, you know, he told us the story, and, you know, obviously you're like, yeah, whatever. So sorry to hear that. Obviously that's the worst thing ever. And, but you know, when I charged him for the 3 locks that he broke, he was super upset. I mean, this guy, he just flew off the handle. He was trying to call me the whole time, even though I have a whole staff, because, you know, we do hundreds of reservations a month. I can't do all the customer service for the whole business for myself. So, you know, obviously I have teams that do that. I had the manager call him right away. I had the customer service girl call him right away, but he would only speak to me, and I didn't get to talk to him for a day. And then by the time we got back to him, he was just so upset. And then he didn't tell it. He hadn't told us that he broke them all. And then we showed up to pick it up. And then he's like, well, where's the extra key? And we're like, we didn't say you needed an extra key. He's like, well, this broke off. And this guy was so upset. And then my guy was late. And so big thing, obviously in business. And it's a huge pet peeve of mine. I like my people to be early, or 15 minutes early or whatever. It's hard though when you're running employees and stuff. A lot of them, you know, they just don't care. And so obviously you might have to go through a few people, but if you're only renting out 1 or 2 RVs, you're probably doing it yourself, or you're having to hire somebody. I hire my guy who washes them. He's been doing okay for me for a year. I mean, at least he shows up. He's always 20-30 minutes late, which has really hurt my reviews, along with all the stuff breaking. But I don't know, if you don't charge the people for the stuff, then there's no point in doing this RV rental business, because so many people break stuff. And it's hard to make money as it is, let alone when people start breaking stuff. So my theory is just charge them, because all of us RV renters are going to have some bad reviews, because all these people are the same. I just read, I'm on the RVshare Facebook page and the Outdoorsy Facebook page, which if you're renting out your RVs, you need to be on, because then you can commensurate with the other people and find out, you know, they have the same problems too. And people expect the world. Like the one yesterday, the guy wanted them to drive like 80 miles to come look at the plumbing part because it wasn't working. And then she talked him through it and got it on, and just turned out like one of the knobs wasn't turned enough. And so she would have had to drive like an hour out there. Think about your time. For 2 hours of your time there, back, plus an hour spending out there talking to them. So 3 hours, plus you would have to pay for gas out there. And say they only rented it for 3 nights at $150 a night. That's $450. And then you ate out 3 hours of your time. Plus you had to clean the RV. Plus you had to wash the outside. I'm not sure if a lot of people on RVshare and Outdoorsy don't wash the outsides after each time, or clean it professionally and they just like clean it themselves, because you got to charge for it. I mean, even my girls, to do this one, it takes them like 3 hours to even do the little class C, and that's to make it so, you know, everything's perfect, like hotel clean. So it takes some time. So I don't know if you can find housekeepers for less than $80 or $100 that are any good, at least. I mean, I guess you could find like maybe an illegal immigrant or something that'll work for $10 an hour, but even them are smarter than that now. So yeah, you got to charge your cleaning fees, and then you got to make sure and charge for all these things, because, you know, they're going to all threaten bad reviews. And, you know, even though we have 2, 3, 4 bad reviews, especially like this guy. And then we had another guy who absolutely nothing broke on his trip. I was so excited. I was like, I have finally got the slides working, you know, so they were super easy to use. And we took off the advanced things, and usually people were having like one kind of problem that we didn't know about. I finally got it. So this guy had no problems. And then they put like 8 people in the RV, and they went to Costco and they filled the RV fridge with food from Costco. Like they filled the entire thing. And we tried to tell them it's an RV fridge, you can't stock it. That's why we provide coolers for you. So if you have extra food, you got to put it in there. He put it in there, and I was like, well, send us a picture of how much stuff you have in the RV with the temperature gauge on it, so we have, you know, just record if it's broken or if it just has too much stuff in it. And of course he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't send the picture. He just kept blaming stuff. And then he said the door, and then he broke the door handle, but then blamed us that the door handle broke. So I don't know how that was. And it seems weird that a lot of people that break stuff usually break, you know, 3, 4, 5 items. And most people don't break any. And so like, and then these last guys, these 22-year-old party guys, they broke like the hinges on the door. They broke the cabinet doors. They knocked a piece of trim off. They took the table and they turned it while the screw thing that holds it in was still in. And they ripped the plastic part out and scraped the metal rod, because they turned it with that without unscrewing it. And then they broke, they broke those little things that hold the doors out. So it was pretty consistent that they had some issues with their strength and how awesome they were, but they really broke a lot of stuff, because most people don't break that. So you have to be willing to charge for it and take the bad review, in my opinion. Maybe not. Maybe you just eat all that cost, but then you're working for nothing. I mean, it's a tough business to make money, because so much stuff breaks unless you literally can fix everything yourself, and which I can't. I found one good mechanic finally in Vegas. The guy's awesome, and he's only $100 an hour, which most of the guys are $150, and they try to rip you off. And this guy won't rip you off. He can do anything. Super good guy, but those are hard to find. So unless you're fixing everything yourself, cleaning it yourself and washing it, but then even if you're washing it yourself and washing the outside, I mean, the cheapest car wash guy I could find was like, I finally found somebody to do this one for like 70 or 80. But most people wanted $100, the car wash guys. The big one, they all wanted like $120 to $150 to wash the outside each time, even just to do the outside, not the inside. And so I finally got a good car wash guy who will do it for $100, which, I mean, I guess. So if on every rental, if you have $100 to wash the outside, and you got $150 like on the big one to clean the inside, or $100 on the small one to do the laundry, clean everything, put the beds together, you know, stock it with your welcome basket or whatever else you're going to put in there, toilet paper, make sure everything's cleaned out. I mean, these people destroy it. I don't see, not destroy it, but I mean, they're out in the wilderness, so everything gets dirty. So I have them take all the camp chairs out. I have them clean the bins in the outside, just to make sure it's ready for the next guest, because I know I would want to stay in it perfectly clean. And in the big one, I have them clean out all the bins underneath. I even have them clean out where the, you know, the extra equipment is, where the extra tools are, you know, all that. And that stuff takes time, so you need to incorporate that. So if you're only charging $150 or $200 a night, and that's all you're charging, you're not charging a cleaning fee or whatever. If people rent 3 or 4 nights, that's $600 or $800, and then you got to pay 20% to RVshare Outdoorsy, or if you only have one, 25%. So say you charge $600, you 25%, you're $150, so you're down to $450 now. Now you got to, if you pay somebody to clean it, $100, say, now you're down to $350. If you have them clean the outside, there's another 50 or 100. Now you're down to 300. Then you have, you know, the wear and tear on the vehicle, the tires, all that. So please, if you're doing this RV rental business, you have to charge a cleaning fee of $200 plus. Plus I charge them a setup fee of $100, and I make sure, because that covers the toilet paper. We put all the toilet paper in there. I make sure and put enough toilet paper. I put 4 whole rolls of 4 in there, just to make sure they don't, you know, break the toilet, because the amount of money it would cost to fix, you know, the black tank if they don't put it in would be way more than me buying that extra. And I add the fee because maybe there are some people who price themselves less, but those ones will get rented super fast. They're not making any money, so there's no point. I mean, plus you got the payment on this thing. Plus you got, you know, your regular insurance on it. Plus you got your office costs, you got your printer costs, you got, you know, printing stuff and all that. So make sure you're adding a cleaning fee, make sure you're adding a setup fee or something, you know, because I'm the only Mexican that can't fix anything. I got to pay for everything, and you got to be, you know, I guess you can YouTube it, but, you know, that'd be a pain. Then you're spending hours and hours fixing stuff, because I haven't had too many rentals where something didn't need to be fixed. I mean, most of the time it's just like screws and things come loose, and, you know, little damage and scratches. Oh, I found these crayons. The guy told me, let me go into my little shop in here, because the, you know, the Jayco, the big white one, it's a 2018, but all the cabinets are like super, you know, they wear really easy. But I bought these things he showed me, Mohawk fill sticks, and these are amazing. And you just take them on, let's see, take them like a crayon. You can fill in where they damage them with scratches and everything, because I was like, how am I going to get people to paint that thing? That's going to be a pain. It's probably going to cost $2 grand to paint those cabinets. But you get these little fill sticks and some Old English. Beautiful. Save you tons of money right there. So I am cheap, so I like to do things as effectively, price effective as possible. And especially these, you got to watch your costs. So that's my video for today. Watch your costs, add your cleaning fee, add your setup fee. Make sure and take lots of pictures, especially before the rental, because they're all going to try to lie. And then I don't talk to them on the phone. I tell them now, hey, I need you to message us through the RVshare thread, just so we have a record for everybody. Because people try to do whatever they can on the phone to try to bully you, to try to lie to you, and it's kind of a sad fact that I've learned in this business, but I just tell them, hey, just if you could message me on the thread, that way we have a record of everything. All right, that's my tips. Happy rentals out there. It looks like 2021 should be a good RV rental season. 2020 ended up okay. I had the most rentals we've ever had in the winter, which has been kind of cool, except for it's cold, it's freezing out here. It's Vegas, it's like 40 degrees today. I don't know what's up with that. And don't move to Vegas for the weather, because there was 120 degrees all summer till September, and then it went to 39 degrees. So, all right. Well, you guys take care. Let me know if you need me to do a video on anything. All right.